Now, you can also see why, he says, in this society, you don't have to worry about the masses of workers revolting and having a revolution, because they're happy with this system. They don't want to be philosopher kings because they'd have to give up their Mercedes and their nice homes and all that kind of stuff. They're very happy with this system because it gives them what they want. The passionate people get what they want. They get to serve. They get to do the heroic things, and that's what they care about. That's what's important to them. And the philosopher kings get to rule, and what they really do is sit around and try to find out the truth about things and then figure out what that implies for how to live our lives in our society. Now, a couple of questions here. What about dropouts? Well, obviously, if you drop out, well, I hope it's obvious. If you drop out, when you're 15 or 16 years old, that shows that you're a competitive person. Now, think about it this way. We think of the dropout problem as a problem. Plato doesn't see it as a problem. It's an answer. It's good. Society is supposed to sort people out. People drop out. Schools are supposed to sort people into social classes. When somebody drops out, that means that their social class has been identified. So the dropout problem is not a problem. It's an answer. You want kids to drop out. If Johnny comes to you and he's 16 years old and he says, look, I hate British literature, I hate geometry, trigonometry, I hate all this stuff. I just want to go get a job at Kroger so I can make the insurance payments on my car. What's the teacher to do? Well, Plato says, you shake his hand and congratulate him, say, Johnny, I'm so glad that you found your place in the world. I hope you're really happy doing what you're doing, and I look forward to seeing you when I'm buying my groceries. Again, dropout's not a problem, it's an answer. Now, it would be a problem for Plato if the wrong people drop out. If we have created a system so that people who are really rational, who are suited to be philosopher kings, get frustrated and drop out, that's a problem. And in fact, in America, that may be a problem. We know that the kids who drop out are not always the weakest students or the least rational. Sometimes they are very sophisticated, bright kids who see through the system, who see it as not serving them well, and they quit for all the wrong reasons. So we have this question of not, is there a dropout problem, but are the people dropping out the wrong people? If they're the right people, then it's not an issue, according to Plato. Now, one other question related to all this is, where do women fit into this? Where do the girls fit into this? You probably know that the ancient world was incredibly sexist by our standards. Women were often treated as property. They were certainly not treated as equals in many instances in the ancient world in the West. One of the places where they did have relatively elevated view of women was Sparta, a Greek city-state that was actually an enemy of Athens for part of their history. But Plato seems to have been heavily influenced by the Spartans on this point. He had, so far as I know, about the most exalted view of women of anybody writing in the ancient world. He said not only that women can do more than we think, but he said women are in every way equal to men. Now, we might think when he said we should get rid of the nuclear family that was the most radical thing he said. But in truth, saying that women are in every way equal to men may be the most radical thing that he said, given his time. He said little girls should be given exactly the same education as boys, the same academic training throughout their first 18 years of life. And if they pass those tests, they should get the military training. And if they pass those tests, they should become guardians and soldiers. And if they can make it all the way through the system, they should eventually become philosopher queens. And so we have complete equality for women in this ideal society described by Plato in his Republic. Now, he's against democracy, but he's for women's equality. He is against the family, but he's for the nurturing of children. Lots of sort of things here that might come across to us as contradictory, but I think are quite provocative, and it may show that there are some contradictions in our worldviews as well. So I hope you'll give some serious thought to this over the next few days. Thanks.